What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome to my latest FIFA World Cup video. Now today guys, I'm going to be having a look at the offline World Cup tournament. I've not actually played it yet and I just kind of want to find out what the reward is really. Now I've had a quick look. Originally what I was going to do for this video is that I was going to maybe first attempt it on like amateur or beginner or something like that, see what the reward is, and then try and complete it on legendary to then see if the reward changes. But by the looks of it, unfortunately, that there isn't like a way of actually setting the difficulty straight away at the start. You only actually can do the difficulty for each individual match, so I'm gonna have to presume that the reward would be exactly the same no matter what difficulty you play on, because obviously you could play on legendary throughout, and then for the final you could drop it to like amateur, and there'd be no way of sort of proving what difficulty you have played on. So it's not going to be like a foot draft where you set the difficulty at the start. So I'm not going to be able to do it as a comparison like that, unfortunately. But what I will do is I will complete it. I'll put it on legendary just so that I can actually sort of show you guys a little bit of gameplay as well. I don't really see the point in playing on amateur, as you know, like no goals are really going to be interesting because you can literally just run a straight line and score. But on legendary, I'm not going to show like highlights of every single sort of shot and stuff like I normally do, as it will probably take quite a long time because there will be 7 matches hopefully, provided I win it, but I would expect myself to win it. So I will just sort of show the goals and that's it really as highlights. As you can see, we've been put into the group with Argentina, Croatia and Iceland, so we've taken Nigeria's place in this particular tournament. I presume that changes every time you reset it. Obviously I've got the England badge, so I thought maybe I might have been replacing England, but we're replacing Nigeria on this particular occasion. Obviously you can see I've not played it at all yet. That's the team that is going to be taking on the tournament. So we've got David De Gea in goal, Danny Carvajal, still Boateng and Umtiti at the back, Jordi Alba, who has yet to play a match, just recently packed him as well, so he will be going in there. He's got big shoes to fill. Rafael Guerreiro was a very, very reliable left back I had, but I figured, you know, Jordi Alba is probably the best one you can get, so can't really turn him down. Anthony Martial still on the left mid, Matuidi in holding midfield along with Lothar Matthäus, Tovan still rocking it there on the right mid side of midfield, and we've got the big two in the attack. We've got JJ Okocha just playing off Thierry Henry. Obviously the sub bench is still relatively the same. I mean, we got a few different players, obviously like Keylor Navas, Koscielny, Paulinho, Kingsley Coman, Douglas Costa, Marcus Rashford and Timo Werner. So plenty of fairly pacey options if I do need to make an impact off the bench. But yeah, I'm going to crack on with some games now, guys. I'll sort out some gameplay, which you will see once this cuts out, and go straight back in. But yeah, let's just watch some gameplay. Right then, here we go. The opening game of the tournament, and it is against Iceland, England's conquerors of Euro 2016. Certainly still scarred from that experience. Just went to the show as well, the difficulty and all that sort of stuff that I was putting it on. Played all the games on legendary. I didn't really, like I said, I didn't really see the point in putting it on in like a really low difficulty like amateur, as I wanted to show some gameplay and it'd be a bit boring to play. I could have put it on ultimate, but I wanted to make sure that I won it. I just didn't want to take that risk of going all out on ultimate and not winning. But it's not like you're going to get rewarded for taking that risk. I don't believe you get anything more as a reward. Pretty sure it's a standard reward no matter what difficulty you play on. But as you can see, we went 1-0 up. Pretty good goal from JJ Okocha. Not bad finish, a cross goal. Him and Henry were of vital importance throughout this tournament. As you'll see with a lot of the goals, I mean, there you go. There's the pair doing the Nani and Rooney celebration for when Rooney scored the bicycle kick against Man City. But they've definitely got, it's almost like a telepathic partnership, those two. But yeah, you see that throughout. This is a thunderous strike from Umtiti in the corner. Got us 2-0 up, and you can see straight away we're cruising towards 3 points in the opening match of the tournament. Celebration to match the goal. Very passionate celebration by him. Yeah, so the corner was swung in, headed away, but popped out to him, and I thought, you know what, why not have a crack? I mean, it's not often you get the opportunity to hit a long shot of a centre back. You know, a lot of the time it's a waste. Like it's a wasted opportunity, but you know it's offline, and for why not have a crack? If it was online, I probably would have passed it on to somebody with a bit more of an opportunity, or tried to actually work a proper chance. Just because you know you don't want to be wasting opportunities when you're playing against like high quality players. But in offline, you know, why not? Obviously at half time there, I had 12 shots, 12 on target, but obviously only 2-0 up, so very, very dominant performance against the Icelandic side, but not killing the game off, unfortunately. Still very, very comfortable, of course, and they didn't look like scoring, but you always want to get a few more goals than you do. But we did get an opportunity here straight away for kickoff as Lothar Matthäus drove into the box. As he went to shoot, he was taken out by one of the sons, Herder Magnusson it was. All the sons in their team. So that was Herder Magnusson. Obviously, you know, blatant penalty, you can see that. And he's up against Hal Dawson, and of course he just rolls into the bottom right. His classic penalty, always putting in the bottom right for me. He hasn't missed one yet. He's taken probably about 10-15 penalties, every single one going the exact same way, and he just always converts. Keepers never even seem to dive the right way. Put us 3-0 up. And you will see, even though that only been the 49th minute, that is how that game ended. So we got 3 points on the board. There's the stats. Dominance, 18 shots, 16 on target, to 5 shots, 2 on target. You know, wasn't a contest really. Nice, easy first game, which takes us on to the second match. There's a group table as well. There actually, Argentina obviously beat Croatia in the opening game, which, you know, you'd probably expect that. I mean, Argentina would be the favourites, but for me, Croatia, even in like the tournament proper, are going to be proper dark horse. So it wouldn't surprise me if they topped Argentina, especially how Argentina struggled in their qualification. But we've got Argentina in the second game, and we went 1-0 up after 5 minutes from Anthony Martial. Fine left-footed drive across the goalkeeper into the bottom corner. The classic low driven. Not a lot happened really for a lot of the half, but we did get another opportunity around about the 41st minute. Thierry Henry, not Thierry Henry, I'm not a Roy Hodgson. I do pronounce my R's as a R. But Henry with a brilliant strike there, where he's just absolutely slammed it across the goalkeeper. I mean, that's a thunderous finish by him. The ball's playing to his feet. He just, you know, quick turn, spun on sixpence, little drive and run down the right hand side, smashed it across the goalkeeper, and 2-0 against the Argentines. You know, that's a big statement in the group. Puts us in a great position to go on and take the 3 points. You can see there, like, no shots from them, no shots whatsoever. We had 8 on target. Very, very commanding performance in the first half there. Put us in the driving seat to, you know, go on and win the game, and also get ourselves qualified into the knockout stage with the 6 points. But in the 53rd minute, Gonzalo Higuain pulled a goal back to make things interesting. To be honest, I wasn't really happy with how I defended there, I have to say. I don't know if you can quite see it. I skipped that bit, but I did actually... I dove in a little bit with a tackle. I should have jockeyed a little bit more, and it meant that he skipped away from my challenge, gave me the opportunity, and he punished me. But instantly I replied. I stepped up my game, and the drill went in with a Kocha to regain the 2-goal lead and get that cushion back in off the post. Fine finish by him, and at this point I thought, you know what, I've probably survived the the 1-0 scare that you're going to get in the game. You don't get many scares against the offline opponents. And then obviously we did get another goal. Anthony Martial trying a Thierry Henry-esque finish, but in the end it was parried to the man himself, and Thierry Henry made it 4-1. Give us a 3-goal lead with not a huge amount of the game remaining. Still like enough time for them, but you're not going to surrender a 4-1 lead against the computer. And there it was. You can see the stats at the end there. Dominant performance. End result 4-1. 6 points on the board. and qualified for the knockout stages. The next game is a bit of an odd one, to be honest. I was taking on Croatia, who were bottom of the group. There you can see they actually lost both their matches. They even lost to Iceland, which is quite embarrassing. But that there is literally, that's the half-time stats. It was 0-0. It was very even. It was definitely the hardest game I played in the group, but I'm not sure if that was due to it being like the difficulty on its own, or if that was because I wasn't playing with the same intensity as I usually played with, because I knew that I was qualified. And you know, like, you don't really want to play an offline game that's meaningless. I mean, it's at times it's hard enough to play an offline game, but when it doesn't really mean a lot, you know, you don't really have that same motivation to go out and attack like you normally do. And I found that in a lot of the matches, like, I was never really under threat defensively, and when you don't have to concentrate defensively, it's difficult to concentrate offensively and attack the same way. You can see that the game finished 0-0. We won the group. The reward was 1,000 coins and a pack. I mean, it said 2 packs, but one of them is the single player pack you get for playing the games. There was another pack. I did find out afterwards what particular pack that was, because I didn't know if it would be a 7.5k pack that you get when you win if you get out of the group on the online tournament. But it turns out it's actually a 5k pack. Unfortunately, it's only one of the standard packs, not the premium, which is a bit disappointing. But into the last 16 against Denmark, and it took to the 53rd minute that JJ Kocher made that burst from midfield across and beyond Thierry Henry, drilled the left foot finish into the bottom corner, and that put us 1-0 up. And to be honest, that was a big goal for me, because obviously I didn't score in the game before, and I'd gone all the way to half time without another goal again, and I was thinking, oh no, like, I've really lost my edge here, because it was so easy. I completely lost my edge. But I found the back of the net. I remembered how to score a goal, and we did end up winning that game just by 1-0. But you can see the stats again. Clear dominance, 10 shots on target. We should have had a lot more. They didn't have any shots on target, so fairly comfortable path into the quarterfinals, where we take on Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal. So in the 8th minute, it's a bit of a scrappy move. I mean, like, all along I knew what I wanted to do with the various passes, but they were never really coming off, and eventually they did fall quite nicely with a shot, and then the keeper parried it and Henry turns it in for a 1-goal lead very early on in the match, which I was quite surprised about, to be honest. Obviously I'd just come off the back of 2 games where, to be honest, I'd struggled a little bit to find the net, but we've obviously banged one in very, very early doors there, which was a big boost in such an important game against a much, much higher quality opposition. Right on the stroke of half-time, I had a free kick with JJ Kocher, and he did not disappoint. He really did not disappoint. He just ripped that one straight into the top right. He set it out just outside, and it had that bend, that curl, that whip to really make it almost impossible for the goalkeeper. I mean, look at that, inch perfect over the wall. There's a perfect angle there. The goalkeeper's got nowhere near it. It's past him in a flash, and that's the perfect way to go into the half-time interval. 2 goals up, cruising. And early in the second half, Umtiti, 3-0. He gets his 2nd goal of the tournament. He's on fire for a centre-back. It's a bullet header. I mean, he's been a threat a lot throughout corners, and not just him, like other players in general. I had a lot of joy from corners, but a lot of them just weren't going in. Like the keepers were saving them, and that obviously contributes to quite high statistics in terms of the shots on target. On this particular occasion, he did manage to plant that one a cross goal into the bottom corner, and pretty much, confirm the passage into the semi-finals. Really, that put the game beyond doubt. I know they got Ronaldo in their team, but they hadn't really threatened like most of the other teams throughout. And it gave me pretty good confidence that I'd seen off the job, even though there was like pretty much the whole of the second half to go. But we did confirm it there with that ball across from Henry to Kocher on the hour mark to make it 4-0. 4-0 up with half an hour to go. There's absolutely no way really for them. Not a good enough team, and being on legendary as well, I just didn't, there's no way. If it was Ultimate, there'd have been a slight chance. Like, you know what it's like on Ultimate, you might be sort of cruising, and then suddenly they'll just turn it on, and they'll play like some ridiculous passes and hit an absolute banger, and you're like, where did that even come from? They did get one back though. A very, very cheeky finish. Is absolute filth by Fernandez. Dirty strike. You might be able to see on it. I still can't decide if I think it's a back heel or if he's sort of like flicked his foot round. Sort of like a back heel flick. It's a strange one. It looks like a back heel, but I mean, look at that. That's filth. That is absolute dirt from him. So that was the sort of goal I was like, you know what, I don't even care if I conceded that. That's a very nice goal. But again, it woke me up. Played it into Henry. Lifted it into the roof of the net. 5-1. Game done and dusted. Absolutely no way back in. That was the point where I was sort of, I was saying, sit down, Portugal. Don't even think about trying to get back in. 15 minutes left. Yeah, no way. Absolutely no way. But yeah, nonetheless, I still can't really go with that strike from them. I mean, it's one of those ones that makes you wonder how they do it, really. But there you go, you just got a little glimpse there of the pack we got. We won the game, obviously 5-1 there. The stats weren't actually as emphatic as some of the other games we had. We were just a lot more clinical in that particular game, which was, that was nice. And like the clinical finishing actually continued throughout the tournament. We only really had those 2 games, which were a bit of a minor blip. That was the tournament tree at that point as well. I thought I'd just sort of bring that up. I wanted to have a look at how Serbia actually got to the semi-finals. They managed to beat Germany 1-0, and then they beat Poland 3-2 in the quarterfinals as well. So that was the key for them, was knocking out the Germans in the last 16, which is an unbelievable achievement, really. You can see on the other side there's France against Belgium, so that would have been the 2 possible teams to play in the final if we did get past Serbia. I just couldn't believe that Serbia were in the semi-finals. It's the sort of team you wouldn't even expect to get out of the group, to be honest. And it took about 23 minutes to get us on the score sheet. JJ Kocher did put us 1-0 up. But to be honest, the way I just played against Portugal, I probably expected to go 1-0 up a little bit quicker than I did. But nonetheless, a goal's a goal, a lead's a lead. And in knockout football like this, it doesn't matter how you win the game, it's just that you win. Like we saw against Denmark, I only beat them 1-0, but it got me through. Another opportunity now with Henry at 2-0. Only like 5 or 6 minutes after that goal. Like, that's literally just before the half. Oh no, so that's just 39, not 29. So 15 minutes after that goal. Yeah, 15, sort of nearing half time. 2-0 up, fairly comfortable still. And Henry obviously, walking around like he owns the place, because he practically does. I mean, the guy is like a club legend already. But that is the half-time score, and you can see they've not even had a shot, which is what I was saying about how comfortable the game was. 9 shots fired on target for us, which is, it's decent first half return. This goal was extremely lucky, the way it fell to Henry there, but he did what he does best, and he was given an opportunity on the plate, but he didn't waste it. Sometimes players will hit a shot and it'll get saved, but he just slammed it past the keeper. Just too much power on it. It was pretty much straight down the middle, but the keeper obviously had to commit because of the distance that Henry was shooting from, and he hit it that hard that it just flew past him. There was no way he was going to save it. It was only 3-0 going into about 75th minute, but we got another opportunity there with Henry, and he dispatched that chance very, very expertly indeed. Put us 4-0 up, and that was his hat-trick. Bagged himself a hat-trick in the World Cup semi-final. Not a bad achievement, is it? Very nice ball as well, actually, by Martial, I believe that was. It was a decent finish. Don't normally finish like that too often, actually. Normally, in that kind of position, that would be like a driven shot, but that was actually placed, that goal. Another opportunity here. This is one of my favourite goals at all, I have to say. Matuidi, look at that strike. Look at him go. Dynamite in that left boot. Oh. It's like Roberto Carlos or John Arnorisa striking out from that angle. Only like 10 minutes left at this point. 5-0. I mean, it was getting embarrassing for Circa at this point. This is where you really start to enjoy yourself. That was, to be honest, the only reason I actually hit the shot with Matuidi. A little bit like the MTT one. I wouldn't normally hit a shot from there, really, but you 4-0 up, you're in the final, you may as well have a go, aren't you? He doesn't get many goals, Matuidi, because he doesn't I mean, he doesn't normally get in the positions, and even when he does get in the position, don't normally shoot with them. Going out to added time as well, icing on the cake. JJ Okocha, brilliant celebration as well. Celebration matches the scoreline, really. It was just absolutely superb. Good finish.
Well, it's just a footnote.
Not really like in either corner, to be honest. It was sort of middle kind of height. I mean, it wasn't straight on the ground, wasn't top corner or anything like that. But again, it was far enough away from the keeper, hit with enough power to give him absolutely no chance. And 6-0 is, I mean, some scoreline for a semi-final. It's a little bit like Brazil-Germany in the 2014 World Cup, but not quite exactly the same. And you may see why. There's the stats, unbelievable for a semi-final. 23 shots, 15 on target. No shots whatsoever by Serbia. I mean, it doesn't get more dominant than that. You can see the final we've set up is against Belgium. They'd obviously knocked out the French to get here. And the first opportunity of the game was for us with JJ Okocha with that absolute banging long shot. Rifles it into the left corner. One of those ones where, like, I just thought, it's early on in the game, take it on. There was a lot of bodies in the way, but have a crack, you never know. He's got a bit of a history of scoring a few decent long distance goals for me. Through the bodies, fired past Courtois. He didn't really set a chance to get in there. And 1-0 up in the World Cup final.
Well, just to
so this is the next opportunity for us as well. Matuidi obviously with the ball there, little ball into Tovan, Okocha, ball forward into Henry. Again, disgusting little back heel there, then Okocha with a shot off the post. But Anthony Martial turns it in. And with only 14 minutes on the clock, we're 2-0 up in the World Cup final already. And it was pretty much done. I mean, throughout the tournament I've not conceded more than one goal in a game. So it was pretty much done. 14 minutes in. The back heel from Henry just made that goal. It was absolutely superb. It's not something that even he does that often. But, you know, he turned it on in the final. Another big chance here. Martial, low driven, across Courtois. That's one of the best finishes of the tournament. Off his left foot. I mean, at that tight of an angle, with that power and that accuracy, to flash it across Courtois. Possibly it's one of those things where because Courtois was so tall, he couldn't get down quick enough. If it had been a shorter goalkeeper, maybe it might have been safe, but I mean, look at that, unbelievable. If he'd gone with his feet, I don't think he would have got that. It looks like it's probably a little bit too far away for somebody like De Gea to try and save it with their feet. So just absolutely perfect finish by Martial. Doesn't get much better than that. 3-0 after 20 minutes. Now that is pretty much game, set, match. But there's a goal from Meunier. So maybe I'll see if there's a replay of this one. The cross got swung in, and my player actually got to the header first, but because the cross was sort of just over him, he couldn't get the header that he wanted, he couldn't direct it, so it almost kind of like just flicked off the top of his head and went straight back across to Meunier. So there you go. All he could do was head it straight back across. He couldn't get the direction because of how, you know, either how short he was or how much height the cross had on it. But again, like in previous matches, that woke me up. Tovan, what a delicious finish that is. I mean, I thought it was Iron Robin in disguise. It's just, oh my word. Absolutely sensational by Tovan. Little shimmy inside, and then just whips it. It wasn't even that powerful. It was just perfectly flighted. The accuracy and the trajectory of how he's put that in is just superb. Faultless, really. And then you can see we're closing in on half time. We're in added time. Lothar Matthäus with a cross, and Tovan with a bullet header. A bullet downward header, something you see, you know, maybe like Andy Carroll or Peter Crouch pulling off, but Florian Tovan, the winger, the short winger who doesn't even really score that many goals in general, but he'd stepped up in the World Cup final and got himself on the score sheet. He wanted to get in on the act, get in on the fun, and he's got himself two. Florian Tovan, look at that, he's just squeezed in between the two defenders. and he's done what they tell you to do. You know, head it back across goal, back from where it came. Goalkeeper no chance. We went to half-time 5-1 up, thinking, you know, this is just getting this. Like, is this the first game? Like, is this a group match? Is that easy? And Thierry Henry put a 6-1 up with, you know, probably about 14 minutes remaining, something like that. Sorry, about 15, 16. There's my incredibly poor maths. Yeah, what a finish again. Ball through the centre. Low driven again. Courtois is quite close to him, to be fair, but it's one of those again. I think the power almost sort of defeats him, really. You can't, if it's struck that hard and you have to get down that low that quickly, it is difficult. Martial wiped out as he's going to shoot there by Rajan Nainggolan. So we have a penalty with 5 minutes remaining, 6-1 up. And this is what I was saying about Germany-Brazil. Because obviously that game was 7-1 in the semi-final. Our 6-0 against Serbia was close. This equaled it. This is Lothar Matthäus. They made a little sub, I don't know why. But Lothar Matthäus stepped up. And again, of course, bottom right, rolls it in. And I thought it was quite fitting that the captain was the guy who got the final goal of the tournament in the World Cup final to put a 7-1 up. Quite ironic that he's German as well, obviously because of that semi-final, but yeah, brilliant moment for him. I knew that he was going to be stepping up to lift the trophy again after lifting the online one not so long ago, a few days ago. But they did finish 7-1. Here he steps up. They do their little walk up, all collect their medals that they don't have around their necks. And there's the trophy that we finally won in an offline game on the first attempt. We won it a couple times online. There he is, Lothar Matthäus. I mean, he's getting a little bit too used to lifting this trophy. I'm almost a little bit jealous, but there it is. Champions of the World 2018. Just drink it in. Just drink it in, drink the atmosphere in there. Oh. Unbelievable result, unbelievable tournament run as well. A lot of high scoring games, very, very good performances. But that is how that offline tournament went, guys. There's the reward. You get 5,000 coins and 2 packs. And I can confirm that those 2 packs are 5k packs, which is very disappointing. So I was a bit disappointed with the reward there, but I haven't opened the packs yet, as we are going to be doing that in a second once this cuts out at the end. But yeah, just going through all that. Obviously, you know, there's the added on rewards. Stats were pretty good, but yeah, it's one of those things. Like, it was enjoyable to do it once. I don't think I'd do it again. Yeah, just purely because, like, I know that I can win the online draft. So yeah, I'll go into a bit more detail as well, whether I think it's worth it in a second, guys, once I've opened the packs and that, see what we get. But yeah, let's get onto the packs. Okay, right, it's going to be time to open the packs and find out if this is actually going to be rewarding enough for completing the offline World Cup tournament. My first impressions and my gut instinct on this is probably that it's not going to be, purely because, as you can see in the store, when it lets me in, I know it's always like this with the store, but we've only got 5k packs. Now, we don't have any of the premium World Cup packs, just the standard ones, and so I've not opened many of these on this mode so far. Only really the couple that you had at the start, but I didn't get anything major in those from what I can remember. So I'm expecting not really to get a lot, but obviously the main purpose of this video really was just to, you know, try and basically do an experiment to prove what you do get as a reward for completing the World Cup and winning it offline, in case there's any of you guys who, you know, you struggle to win it online, or you can't win it regularly enough to justify, you know, to continue actually entering it and keep failing over and over again. So you feel that maybe you might actually be, it might be a little bit more productive for you and a bit more efficient to keep going with the offline tournament. So yeah, let's open some packs. Obviously, I've got the 3 standard packs there. The rest of these are just single player packs. I'm not going to be opening them in this particular video, as I've already sort of mentioned in the past that I'm going to be saving those for one video where I'll be, just smashing open a load of them. To be honest, I'm aiming for 50. Whether or not I can hold out that long, we'll soon find out. But if I can, I'm gonna try and save 50 of them. But first standard pack, here we go. I'm not even expecting a board, to be honest. There you go, straight away, no board, unfortunately. I'll be happy to get 1 or 2 out of. To be fair, Farfan's not that bad. He's only an 80, but he's not that bad. We've got Antunes as a duplicate. We do have a score fitness card though, so not too shabby. Just pop him into the duplicates, but also I'm going to be buying 2 7.5k packs as well, because I've got 16,000 coins at the top there, which I've accumulated from getting the 5k reward for winning the World Cup, the 1k reward for getting out of the group, and also just the coins that you get through the matches. Oh, we have a board. Okay, in a 5k pack, that's not bad. It's Serbian. Please let me fez that again. Oh my word. Oh my god. That is the 4th time I've packed him, and I've still not packed Nemanja Matic. Disappointed is an understatement. I'm pretty sick of seeing that guy's face, I have to say. I'm not happy to pack him. I really don't want that to be the only board. If it is, I will be so disappointed. Final standard pack. Probably no board here. I mean, I'd be very surprised we got. Oh my god, we've actually got. Oh my. There's at least 3 boards here. French. It's a slow mover. It's got to be. Oh, it's Lacazette. Get off my screen. I thought it was Mbappe. It was moving quite slowly, so I thought it's got to be Mbappe. What have we got here? We've got Laporte and a duplicate Javi Martinez. We've got Uruguay's home kit, Brazil's home kit, and Belgium's home kit. Wow, some big nations there. That's going straight on. I'm putting that straight on, the Brazil home kit. Let's get it involved. Maybe even Uruguay's or Belgium's. I'll decide that at a later time. To be honest, I do quite like the Uruguay away kit that I've got on, the white one. It almost looks a little bit like Real Madrid's kit. It's just pure white all over. It's not too bad. But yeah, not a bad pack, especially for a 5k pack. If I'd spent 5,000 coins on that, I'd be very pleased and satisfied with that. So can't complain there. It's only like 83 rated, but it's 3 board players. 2 of them aren't duplicates. 2 of them are players to add to the collection. Not FIFA points. I do not spend FIFA points. 7.5k pack. Come on, we need a board here. We need to get something huge. We have 2 boards. Oh, that is. I thought I got Lewandowski. Wow. I just really want to see striker there, but again, it was moving too quickly. It has to move slowly if it's going to be like a really big player. So we got Zielinski, we got Jose Font as well. Ovale, I'm not sure how to pronounce that guy's name. Sure, we'll find out when England plays Panama. And Effie Ambrose as well. Former Celtic centre-back, I believe. I don't think he plays for them anymore. What was that on the end as well? A couple of duplicates there. We've got Bakayoko, not Kondogbia. We've got Bakayoko and Zielinski. And obviously the premium gold pack for normal Ultimate Team as well. Just whack those guys into the duplicate storage. So we've got 1 more 7.5k pack now. Hopefully something big. An icon would be nice. Cristiano Ronaldo. I still don't have Ronaldo, Messi, Suarez, Neymar. Nobody like that. No real elite special players apart from my icons. And maybe De Gea, but he's a goalkeeper, so I wouldn't class it. What are we getting? We got 1 board. Let's hope it's a big one. Ooh, it's English. It's not going to be that good. Oh my god, it's Phil Jones, the man with many an interesting facial expression. The guy who doesn't look like himself in his photo. He almost looks like a woman. He looks like he's made out of wax or something. He just doesn't look correct. But we've got him. Unfortunately, he is in our club. We've got Kuzayev as well, Sorensen, Alharbi, and Tarashaj. I say Tarashaj. Didier Deschamps as well as a manager, all injuries card, and another pack, of course, which is guaranteed in these. Let's redeem that one. But that's going to be it, really, guys. Do I think that was worth it? Probably not. I have to say, probably wasn't worth it for me personally. I have already won the World Cup twice online, so I feel pretty confident that I could do it again. As much as, you know, like you can see by my record, I've played a lot of games. It's obviously taken me a lot of attempts to win the World Cup that many times, but I enjoy playing it, and, you know, failure is just part and parcel of it. It's extremely difficult to go, you know, obviously you don't have to win every group game, but a lot of the time, somebody that's good enough to go all the way and win the final is usually good enough to win all 3 matches in the group. So it's pretty difficult to win 7 matches in a row. Chances are you're going to fail at some stage, but, you know, to do it twice, I'm pretty happy with that. Like I said, I feel like I can do it again. So I'm more than happy to keep attempting the normal online tournament. I don't think I'll be looking at the offline one anytime soon. Maybe if I want to put together like a certain team that's maybe not the best team, like say I want to make like a full English team, something like that, maybe I might do it offline there, as I know that a chance I probably won't win it online. But if I'm using my strongest possible team at all times, then it's just going to be the online tournament, really. But obviously this purpose of the video, guys, really was, like I said, just to show you guys, so you guys know, if you're thinking about attempting the offline one because the online one is too difficult, then you can judge for yourselves and make up your own mind on whether you think that reward is, you know, worth it, and if it is a good enough reward to invest that much time into. It took me about, I would say, somewhere between about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours to play those 7 matches. Obviously, just smashing out one after another, not really any sort of breaks in between. So yeah. You can make up your own mind whether you think that's worth it. Hopefully you did enjoy the video, guys. Hopefully it was quite useful and it has helped you out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. But that's going to be it from me now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.